Welcome everyone to this explainer. Look, today we're skipping the fluff and tackling a massive, growing security issue head-on. We're going to walk through the essential iPhone settings you absolutely need to stop thieves dead in their tracks. Think of this as building an ironclad vault around your digital life, a real counter-heist strategy against modern smartphone thieves who, honestly, are after a lot more than just the physical phone. Whether you're setting this up for yourself or you're helping out a parent or an older neighbor, the information we're covering today is absolutely vital. To really understand the threat, we have to look at how these thieves actually operate out in the wild. And this quote right here brilliantly and kind of terrifyingly illustrates the core of the problem. In a really fascinating interview with the Wall Street Journal, Aaron Johnson, who is a convicted iPhone thief who managed to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars, simply said, "That passcode is the devil. I just watched them put it in. That's it." He wasn't using some highly sophisticated hacking software. He literally just watched people tapping in their digits at bars and coffee shops, memorized the numbers, and then snatched the device out of their hands. And that brings us to a really scary reality. A thief only needs about 30 seconds and your 6-digit code to completely take over your digital life, drain your bank accounts, and lock you out forever. So the big question is, how do you stop them? How do we take the power back? Well, we do it by changing a few sneaky default settings that are currently working against you. Okay, let's jump right in. Section 1, lock down your screen. The moment your phone leaves your hands, the lock screen is your absolute first line of defense. But right out of the box, it's actually incredibly vulnerable. Let's compare the default setup to what we want. On a default iPhone, even when it's totally locked, anyone can just swipe down and access your control center or ask Siri questions. A thief's very first move is almost always to swipe down and hit airplane mode. Boom, your Wi-Fi is killed, cellular data is cut, and you can no longer track the device. What we want is an ironclad iPhone where all of those settings are locked away behind a biometric scan. So here is your very first piece of 10-second homework. Honestly, feel free to pause this explainer and do it right now with me. Go ahead and open your settings, tap on Face ID and passcode, enter your code, and then scroll down until you see the section labeled Allow Access When Locked. See that Control Center toggle? Turn it off. Just like that, a thief can no longer put your stolen phone into airplane mode without physically unlocking it first. It's a huge win. But we aren't totally done with the lock screen just yet. Let's knock out the next immediate step. Go back to your main settings page, tap Siri in search, and turn off Allow Siri when locked. This is a super crucial but often entirely overlooked setting that stops thieves from using voice commands to bypass your security or extract your personal info. Now, you might be wondering, why does Siri privacy matter so much? Well, as highlighted by the security experts at Total Defense, voice assistants are quite literally always waiting for a trigger phrase. By disabling Siri on a lock screen, you prevent accidental triggers, you protect your personal contacts and private text messages from being read out loud to a stranger, and you completely block any unauthorized access to your digital footprint when you aren't actively using the phone. All right, now that the lock screen is locked up tight, let's transition to Section 2, Block Apple ID Changes. This is exactly where we stop a thief who actually knows your passcode from locking you out of your own Apple account. It's this brilliant kind of hidden little trick detailed by the team at Pixel and Pod. See, if a thief has your passcode, their very next move is to change your Apple ID password so you can't track or wipe the phone. So let's block that. Go to Settings, then tap Screen Time. Tap Content and Privacy Restrictions, and make sure you turn it on. Now just scroll down and set both passcode changes and account changes to Don't Allow. You've essentially just built a brick wall around your Apple ID settings. But there is a catch here. For this to work perfectly, you really need to set a unique screen time passcode. Go back one menu and create a brand new code, and I mean something completely different from the one you use to unlock your phone every day. This becomes your secret second line of defense. Even if a thief watched you type your main unlock code at the grocery store, they are going to be completely stopped in their tracks by this secondary code when they try to hijack your identity. Moving right along, Section 3, Enable Advanced Theft Protection. Now, Apple introduced its most powerful anti-theft feature in iOS 17.3, and it's called Stolen Device Protection. To put it simply, this feature requires Face ID or Touch ID, plus a really strict 1-hour security delay to make any critical account changes whenever you're away from familiar locations. It completely removes that risky fallback option of just typing in a passcode. And the best part is how seamlessly this feature adapts to your life. When you're in familiar locations like your house or your office, the iPhone just behaves normally. You can totally use your passcode if Face ID happens to fail. But the second you're in an unfamiliar location, like out at a restaurant or just walking down the street, it enforces strict biometrics. If a thief tries to change your password then, they are hit with an unavoidable 1-hour delay, and that gives you plenty of time to flag the device as stolen and secure all your accounts. So time for your next 10-second homework assignment. Go to Settings, tap Face ID and Passcode, scroll down to Stolen Device Protection, and turn it on. It takes basically no time at all, but it fundamentally shifts the balance of power back to you by forcing thieves to actually need your physical face or fingerprint to do any real damage. Finally, let's cover Section 4, Unstoppable Device Tracking and Data Wiping. Let's imagine the absolute worst-case scenario. The phone is gone, right? How do we make sure we can still find it? And even more importantly, how do we protect the sensitive, private data living inside it? First, we need to activate what I like to call the Find My Arsenal. A lot of people just assume this is already fully set up out of the box, but you really need to double check. Go to your Apple ID settings right at the top of the main Settings app. Tap Find My, and ensure all 3 of these specific toggles are switched on. Find My iPhone, Find My Network, and Send Last Location. Let me tell you why that middle toggle, the Find My Network one, is so incredibly vital. As reported by LiveMint, ever since the iPhone 11, Apple has actually used low-power Bluetooth technology to make your iPhone findable after power off. Yep, you heard that right. That means even if a thief completely powers down your phone, or if the battery just naturally dies, nearby Apple devices will silently ping your iPhone's location and securely relay it right back to you. It is honestly a stunning piece of tracking tech. But what if the thief just sits there and tries to guess your passcode over and over and over to get into your banking apps? Well, that brings us to this powerful magic number, 10. According to the security experts at TunesKit, your iPhone has this built-in erase data feature that automatically resets your device completely to factory settings after 10 consecutive failed passcode attempts. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't panic about accidentally triggering this in your pocket. The system is smart. It gradually increases the lockout time between attempts, forcing a wait of minutes or eventually even hours. But if someone is relentlessly trying a brute force attack on your phone, this is your ultimate surefire safeguard to prevent catastrophic data theft. To activate this final failsafe, just head back to Settings, tap Face ID and Passcode, scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the page, and turn on Erase Data. Just a quick friendly reminder here, make absolutely sure you have regular iCloud backups turned on first so all your precious photos and data are safe in the cloud while remaining completely inaccessible to the thief. Look, the absolute most crucial takeaway here is summarized perfectly by this final thought. Don't wait until it's too late. Do it right now. Taking immediate action is literally the only way to build this ironclad vault around your digital life. Because once that phone is snatched from your hands, your window of opportunity to set this stuff up is gone forever. Okay, so you've done your 10-second homework today, and your device is basically a fortress now. But consider this. Who else in your life desperately needs this protection? Please don't just keep this to yourself. Share this explainer with a parent, a friend, or an older neighbor who might not be as tech-savvy. Sit down with them, maybe over a cup of coffee, and walk them through these quick security steps. Let's work together to protect our community and make stealing an iPhone a completely useless endeavor for these thieves. Thanks so much for learning with me today. And hey, stay safe out there.